Okay, what's up guys? This is finally the video where we're going to be talking about the specific backup camera system I chose for the car. So this is the AutoVox T1400. I'll leave a link to it below. And if you choose to order this one, so this is the wireless version. If you use that link, it'll help out the channel. I'm also going to leave a link to the wired system. And we'll get into that. So for starters, you get all those components that I listed in the other video. You get the mirror, you get the camera on the bracket, you get all the hardware and all the wiring and the ecosystem that comes with the camera. So if you pop this guy open, again, here's another list of those components. There's a warranty manual. So you get this is the wireless version. So you get the wireless transmitter, you get the mirror with the LCD screen, and then the camera bracket. Again, so with the wireless, I noticed a couple things that I maybe would recommend the wired version over it. There's just certain things where times the signal will get staticky. It looks a bit weird. The one thing that is a complete and utter benefit with this system is the mounting hardware that comes with it. There's definitely no shortage. So whatever sort of system you've got in your car, this should be able to adapt to most manufacturers. You also get a couple of these splice connectors. I hate those. But if they make your life easier. So these are the different types of mounting brackets that you get, along with some of these threaded Allen head screws. And what these will do is mount to your existing mirror button on the glass and then tighten down to it. And then the mirror will just slide over it. So depending on your manufacturer, those are the brackets that you'll use. Again, these splice connectors are for tying into the rear tail lights for the power, the signal for the camera itself. And then the camera, the mirror itself has a cigarette lighter plug. And again, if you want to see how that's all wired up in the 944, you can go check the install video. So with that, let's get into the picture quality. Okay, so inside the car, before we get anything powered up, I just want you to see that that LCD screen that's back there is very well hidden. The mirror itself is not auto dimming, but there is a bit of a glare reduction. I don't know if it's a film that's applied to the mirror or the glass itself, but that in itself is awesome. It almost makes me feel like my hatch is tinted a little bit. It definitely helps at night with the glare, but it also hides that LCD screen very well. And it's not until it's in direct light where you kind of make it out. With traffic behind you at night, you can't really, it's really not a distraction. So that's a big plus. And if I engage reverse, you can see there's the camera. Now it's not as pixelated as my phone is making it out to be, but that sort of graininess that you can kind of see is there. That's really my biggest gripe with this whole setup, is just how grainy the picture quality is. At times it's not that big of a deal. Again, it gets the job done, but it is sort of disappointing that that's the quality. Now, this is where that sort of wired versus wireless comes into play. Perhaps an actual wired connection would sort of help solve that and improve the picture quality. Without having a wired one on hand and plugged in and wired in, I couldn't tell you. But this is just my experience with the wireless version. If I had to order it again, I would probably go for the wired. There's a green wire back there that you can snip if you don't want the distance lines. Those need to be calibrated. I have not calibrated mine yet. But it definitely gets the job done. Now, so one reason you might thinking like, okay, well that's a massive, piece of glass back there. Why would you even entertain something like this. For me, a couple things. I suck at parking. It just is what it is. I'm lucky I drive a small car. So being able to see what's behind me close up, and if I'm straightened up with things, is where it comes in to help me out, especially when I'm backing into the garage. The other reason why I like this is because that rear wing, when you're back up against a curb, or when you're sort of in a tight parking lot with a curb behind you, once you get to a certain point, that wing is going to obscure it. So when you hit reverse, it kind of gives you a more complete view of what's back there without any obstructions. I also like that this has I believe it's a 170-degree viewing angle. So having a smaller car, even with all that glass, I can see behind me just fine. But trying to see if a car is speeding up from either direction can be a little bit challenging, especially if I'm stuck between two trucks. So having this means I don't have to be fully out of my spot yet, and I can sort of see a wide angle view behind the car before I can look over to my left or to my right and see if anyone is coming up on me. Okay, so now let's talk about the mounting solution for this mirror. Our cars are old school, and their button is like this, and as you can see, mine just completely gave up, and it's still attached to the mirror. So normally one of those other solutions would go around this button and thread into it to adapt. But with this being completely off, the kit does come with a completely new button by itself. So what I recommend doing is, if you're going to go this route, or if you are getting a new windshield installed, and then while you're getting the windshield installed, you're going to replace the mirror, I would go with this button that comes with the kit and get down to a safe light and have them glue it. They have the proper glue to do it. The guys that I took it to were really cool. They weren't even going to charge me. But so that's just kind of how that solution is with this car and why I chose to do it this way. So I had that button glued in. The mirror slides over that, you can see. And then it is threaded from underneath where that little part of the J is. Apologies for the glare. Kind of hard to get a tough angle on it, but it's also threaded into that mounting button, so it's not going anywhere. Okay, so here we are, we're looking at the camera at night, and you can sort of get an idea about that image quality. You can really see, if I move my phone over, you can see how clear my phone is recording and how clear the image is there. And you sort of see that graininess in the LCD. It's pixelated, there's some artifacting. And again, I have no idea if that's due to the wired versus wireless connection. If I had to order this product again, I'd probably go for the wired one. I'll leave a link down for both, just depending on your situation. But if I had to make a recommendation, I'd probably go for the wired version. I have no idea if it will eliminate that sort of artifacting and graininess, but I can tell you that from my experience with this one, personally, I wouldn't really recommend it. The other thing that is sort of a benefit is the camera itself has a set of LEDs. So in low lighting environments, you can actually sort of see how white the ground is. That's due to the lighting, not just from the reverse lights, but that light will kick on. And in some cases, it looks good. It really does help out. In others, it can sort of produce a very whitewashed image. During the day, it doesn't kick on, but the image can still look very overexposed and whitewashed. That might be due to the dimming sensor within the mirror, or it just may be the camera quality itself. But another issue I don't like is that sort of staticking you get when you pop it out of reverse. So I'll do it again one more time here. Yeah, taking it out of reverse gives you that weird static. I hate that. Again, I have no idea if that's if that would change with the wired versus wireless. But yep, there's the night quality. Okay, so finally, to close out this video, I figured a good last sort of demonstration here would be to back up. But we're gonna go from a low lighting environment to a it's pretty bright outside, so kind of get an idea see how the camera changes and adjusts its brightness and what the picture quality is during a really bright day. So here we go. You can kind of see the LCD back there. Throw it in reverse and let it focus. Now the glare from the mirror is there. The camera has sort of a hard time focusing on it. There's moments I find where it's a bit difficult to see just from the glare, but the rest of the time you're really just looking at this, and if you focus on it, the glare isn't too much of an issue. I'm holding my hand up now, but if I just kind of go to my regular viewing angle here, that's kind of what you see. So I'll do my best to hold it right there. So if I start backing up, start going into a brighter environment, and you can see the picture quality just a little bit, or I shouldn't say the quality, but the brightness. So the quality isn't terrible, but I feel like it could be a little bit better. But I mean, for what you're getting, you know, it sort of is what it is. Like I said, I think the wired version would solve a lot of those problems. During the day, there's not a lot of that artifacting that was there. Perhaps maybe cleaning up some grounds can help that out. But in any case, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Maybe something to think about. Even if you don't go with this specific product, if you're looking for something out there, do your due diligence. Watch a lot of videos, see what other people have to say about some other models, and we'll catch you guys in the next one.